The alarm clock screamed at 5 in the morning. Kang Dai-jung reached out from under his thin blanket and slapped it silent. He sat up slowly, feeling every one of his 38 years in his back and shoulders. The small bedroom was cold. New Busan colony never got warm, even in summer. He walked quietly past the other bedroom where his 4 children slept. Jiwoo was 15 now, almost grown. She slept in the top bunk above the twins, Subin and Yoojin, who were 8. His son Taemin, 12 years old, had his own corner with a curtain for privacy. The apartment was too small for 5 people, but it was what they could afford. Dai-jung made weak coffee and stared at the bills on the kitchen table. The numbers were bad. His wife Hae-jin had been dead for 3 years, killed in a mining accident. Her insurance money was long gone. Now he fixed broken ships and machines for barely enough money to feed his children. Last month, Jiwoo had stopped asking for new clothes. That hurt more than she knew. His communication device buzzed. A message from Cho Byung-ho, his oldest friend. Come to Andromeda Station today. Good salvage deals. Trust me, Dae-jung needed ship parts. His main tools were breaking down. Maybe Byung-ho was right. Maybe he could find cheap equipment at the station. He left a note for Jiwoo and caught the morning shuttle. Andromeda Station floated between human and alien territories. It was huge, built from scrapped ships and stolen metal. Everything here existed in legal shadows. Humans, aliens, and things in between walked the corridors. Nobody asked questions. Nobody told the truth. Byung-ho met him at the docking bay. He was smiling too much. That was never good. Brother, you look terrible, Byung-ho said, slapping his shoulder. When did you last sleep? When did you last tell the truth? Dae-jung replied. Where are these salvage parts? Later. First, I have something interesting to show you. An auction. Very exclusive. Dae-jung wanted to refuse, but Byung-ho was already pulling him through the crowds. They went deeper into the station, past the regular markets, past the legal shops, into areas where the lights were dimmer and the air smelled like rust and secrets. The auction hall was hidden behind 3 locked doors. Inside it was beautiful and terrible. Rich aliens sat on expensive chairs. Humans in fancy clothes drank colored liquids from crystal glasses. Everything sparkled. Everything was for sale. We should not be here, Dae-jung whispered. Relax, I know someone. Just watch. It is interesting. They auctioned weapons first, then rare metals, then information codes worth more than Dae-jung would earn in 10 years. Rich buyers raised their hands lazily, spending fortunes like pocket change. Then the auctioneer, a tall alien with too many arms, announced the final item. His voice changed, became colder, and now something unusual. From the Velkari Empire, a living item. Defective, but perhaps useful for the right buyer. A door opened. Guards pushed someone onto the platform. She was young, maybe 16. Her skin had a slight blue tint that marked her as Velkari. She wore a thin white dress that was too small. Heavy metal chains connected her wrists. Her long dark hair hung over her face. She did not look up. Dae-jung felt sick. This is Princess Hana, the auctioneer continued. 4th daughter of Emperor Veshtar. Born with genetic defect. Cannot reproduce. Worthless to the empire. Being sold to recover maintenance costs. Starting bid, 5,000 credits. The room filled with laughter. Someone made a joke about using her for labor. Another suggested scientific experiments. The girl's shoulders shook, but she made no sound. 5,000, a fat merchant called out. 6,000, said a mining company representative. The bids rose slowly. Nobody really wanted her. They were bidding for entertainment. For the story they could tell later about buying a princess like buying furniture. Dae-jung looked at the girl and saw his own daughter. Saw Jiwoo. Saw what could happen in this terrible galaxy to young girls with no one to protect them. His hand rose before his brain caught up. 15,000 credits. The room went quiet. Everyone turned to stare at the poor human in work clothes standing at the back. Byung-ho grabbed his arm. Brother, what are you doing? That is all your money. That is your ship repair fund. That is everything. I know. Dae-jung said quietly. The mining representative laughed. 16,000. 20,000, Dae-jung said. His voice did not shake, but his hands did. That was everything. Every credit he had saved. Every coin meant for emergencies. His children's future, the room waited. The mining representative looked at Dae-jung, at his cheap clothes and calloused hands, and shrugged. Not worth fighting over a defective alien. Sold, the auctioneer said, sounding bored. To the human. Pay at the desk. Take your purchase and go. Daijung's legs felt weak as he walked to the payment desk. He transferred every credit he owned. The machine beeped confirmation. He was now officially broke. They brought the girl to him. Up close, she was so thin. Her eyes were golden with strange double pupils. Very alien. Very afraid. A guard unlocked her chains and shoved her forward. She stumbled. Daejung caught her automatically. She looked up at him for the first time. Her face was beautiful in an otherworldly way, but her expression was pure terror. She had no idea why this strange human had bought her. She probably expected pain. It is okay, Daejung said softly in the common trade language. I will not hurt you. You are safe now. She did not believe him. Why would she? Trust was a luxury she could not afford. Byung-ho walked beside them back to the docking bay, unusually quiet. Finally he spoke. You are either the best man I know or the stupidest. Maybe both. Probably both, Daejung agreed. What will you tell your children? The truth. That I could not walk away. At his small cargo ship, Daejung helped the girl inside. She sat in the corner of the passenger area, knees pulled to her chest, watching him like a trapped animal. He found a blanket and offered it. She took it carefully, as if expecting it to be snatched back. As they left Andromeda Station, Daejung thought about his children waiting at home, about explaining why he spent their survival money, about how they would react to a scared alien girl joining their family. Behind them, in the shadows of the auction house, a Velkari agent watched the human's ship disappear. He activated his communication device. The princess has been sold. To a human. Shall we retrieve her? The voice on the other end was cold as space. No, let her rot with the humans. But watch her. If she becomes a problem, eliminate her quietly. The Emperor wants no evidence of his shame. The agent smiled. This would be easy. One defective princess. One poor human family. What could they possibly do against the Empire? In the cargo ship, Hana watched the human pilot. He hummed quietly to himself some melody she did not know. He had bought her, owned her now according to galactic law, but he had not touched her, had not hurt her, had given her a blanket. She did not understand humans, did not understand why this one had spent so much money on something broken. But for the first time since her father announced she would be sold, she felt a tiny spark of something. Not hope, not yet, but maybe the possibility of hope. Maybe being sold to this strange human was better than staying in the empire that hated her for being born wrong. She pulled the blanket tighter and closed her eyes. Whatever came next, at least she was moving forward. Away from the palace, away from her father's cold eyes, away from being the Emperor's greatest disappointment. The ship jumped to faster-than-light travel. The stars stretched into lines, and somewhere in that infinity between where she had been and where she was going, Princess Hana of the Velkari Empire began the journey of becoming something else entirely. The cargo ship landed at New Busan Colony just after sunset. The city lights were weak and scattered across the dusty landscape. Daejung helped Hana down the loading ramp. She moved slowly, like her legs might break. How long had she been kept? In that auction house? How long since someone had treated her like a person? People stared as they walked through the docking area. A human man with a Velkari girl. The whispers started immediately. Daejung ignored them. He had lived through worse than gossip. His apartment building looked especially shabby after the gleaming auction house. Cracked walls, flickering lights. The elevator was broken again. They climbed 4 flights of stairs. Hana struggled. She was too weak. At the apartment door, Daejung paused. My children are inside, 4 of them. They are good kids, but they will be surprised, maybe scared. Please be patient with them. Hana nodded. She understood being scared. He opened the door. All 4 children were in the kitchen. Jiwoo was cooking something that smelled burnt. Taiman was helping. The twins were arguing over homework. Normal family chaos. It stopped the moment they saw Hana. Dad? Jiwoo's voice was careful. Who is that? This is Hana, Daejung said. She will be staying with us. The twins stared with wide eyes. Taemin looked curious. Jiwoo looked at her father like he had lost his mind. Dad, can I talk to you, privately? Jiwoo's tone meant it was not really a question. In the tiny bedroom they shared, Jiwoo exploded. What were you thinking? We barely have enough food for us. Where will she sleep? And did you see what she... Is Velkari. The Velkari killed Mom. Their mining equipment failed and killed 20 workers, including Mom. She is not responsible for what her people did, Daejung said quietly. How much did she cost? Jiwoo asked. Then she saw his face. No, Dad, no. Tell me you did not spend the ship repair money. Please tell me you did not spend everything. His silence was answer enough. Jiwoo sat on the bed hard. We are ruined. We were barely surviving and now we are completely ruined. For what? For some alien you do not even know? She was being sold like property, Daejung said. She is 16 years old and was being auctioned to the highest bidder. I could not walk away. You could have, you should have. We are your responsibility, not some random alien girl. Jiwoo, please try to understand. No. Her voice broke. I will not understand. I have been taking care of the twins since I was 12. I quit school to work. I wear the same clothes for years, and you throw away our future for a stranger. She left the bedroom. Daejung heard her go into the bathroom, heard the lock click, heard muffled crying. In the kitchen, the situation was not better. The twins, Subin and Yoo-jin, were hiding behind Taemin. Hana had not moved from where Daejung left her by the door. She stood perfectly still, head down, trying to be as small as possible. Are you hungry? Daejung asked her gently. She nodded slightly. He made her a plate of the burnt rice and vegetables. She took it with both hands, holding it like something precious. She tried to eat with the fork but did not really know how. Her hands shook. After a moment she gave up and used her fingers instead. She was too hungry to care about manners. Taemin watched her. Does she speak our language? Some, Daejung said. Hi, Taemin said to Hana. I am Taemin. Those are my little sisters, Subin and Yoo-jin. The angry one is Jiwoo. Welcome to our home. Hana looked at him. Her golden eyes were wet. Thank you, she whispered in heavily accented common language. I am sorry for trouble. You are not trouble, Taemin said firmly. But she was. Over the next weeks, that became painfully clear. Hana did not know how to do anything. She could not cook human food, could not clean properly, did not understand human customs. She had been raised as royalty, with servants doing everything. Now she was in a tiny apartment where everyone had to work to survive. She tried to help, but made everything worse. She broke dishes, ruined laundry, used too much water. She did not mean to. She just did not know. Worse, she had nightmares. Every night she woke up screaming in a language none of them understood. Daejung gave her his bedroom and he slept on the couch. But thin walls meant everyone heard her terror. Money became tighter. Daejung took extra work shifts. Jiwoo worked longer hours at her job at the supply depot. Taemin started doing repairs for neighbors to earn a few credits. Even the twins helped sort recycling. The neighbors complained about the Velkari living in their building. Some were hostile. A few were threatening. Old Man Park from downstairs yelled about how Velkari had destroyed his homeworld. Mrs. Lee refused to ride the elevator with Hana. The building manager warned Daejung that some tenants wanted them evicted. Through it all, Hana said nothing. She made herself smaller, ate less, spoke even less. She was trying to disappear. One night, Daejung found her on the apartment's tiny balcony. She was looking at the stars. Tears ran down her blue-tinted cheeks. You should sell me again, she said in halting common language. I am burden. You are suffering because of me. No. Your daughter hates me. Your neighbors hate me. You have no money because of me. Jiwoo does not hate you. She is scared and angry, but not at you. Not really. Daejung sat beside her. 3 years ago, my wife died. The mining company said it was an accident. They paid minimal compensation. We lost everything. Our home, our savings, everything. Hana listened quietly. Jiwoo became the mother to her siblings. She grew up too fast. She is angry at the universe for being cruel. But she is a good person. She will come around. Why did you buy me? Hana asked. You do not know me. I am nothing to you. You are not nothing. You are a person, a child. No child should be sold. I am broken, she said softly. That is why my father sold me. I cannot have children. In my culture, that makes me worthless. Your father is wrong. Your culture is wrong. Your worth is not measured by reproduction. She looked at him with those strange golden eyes. What is it measured by then? By who you are, by how you treat others, by trying your best even when life is hard. A small smile touched her lips, the first smile he had seen from her. That is a strange human idea. Maybe. But it is my idea. And you are part of this family now, whether you believe it or not. The next day, something shifted. Taemin brought home a broken game device from school. He was trying to fix it but could not figure out the wiring. Hana watched from the corner. Finally, she spoke. May I try? Taemin handed it over. Hana's hands moved with surprising confidence. She rearranged wires, adjusted connections. 5 minutes later, the device powered on. How did you do that? Taemin asked, amazed. Valkyrie technology uses similar patterns. I learned some as child before. She stopped. Before her father decided she was useless. Daijung looked at the fixed device, then at Hana. Can you help me with something in my workshop? In the small, she'd behind the building where he kept his tools, Daijung showed her a complicated alien circuit board. I have been trying to fix this for a client, cannot figure it out. Hana studied it. Her golden eyes brightened. This is Valkyrie military grade. See this pattern? It is encoded security. I can fix this. She worked for an hour, explaining what she was doing in broken common language. Daijung listened and learned. When she finished, the circuit hummed perfectly. You have real skill, he said. For the first time, Hana looked proud. My tutors said I had talent for engineering. But it did not matter. A princess's job is to marry and produce heirs, since I cannot do that. She shrugged sadly. Well, here. Engineers are valuable. Can you help me with more repairs? Yes. I want to be useful. Please. They worked together every evening after that. Hana learned human tools and techniques. Daijung learned Valkyrie engineering principles. His repair business improved. Word spread that the mechanic on 4th Street could fix alien tech now. The twins started teaching Hana card games. She was terrible at first, but she laughed when she lost. Real laughter. It was a beautiful sound. Even Jiwoo softened. One night she found Hana trying to wash dishes and failing. Instead of criticizing, Jiwoo showed her the right way. Like this, see? Not so hard. Thank you, Hana said quietly. You are really trying, Jiwoo said. I see that now. I am sorry I was so angry. You had right to be angry. I took your family's money, your safety. My dad took the money, Jiwoo corrected. And he was right to do it. I did not see it before, but I see it now. You needed help. We gave it. That is what humans do. For 6 weeks, life got better. The family adjusted. Hana learned. Money was still tight, but they managed. It almost felt normal. Then the ships arrived. 3 Valkyrie diplomatic vessels appeared in orbit above New Busan. The entire colony went into panic. Valkyrie ships meant trouble. They never visited human space unless making threats. Daijung watched the news with growing dread. The ships were not leaving. They were just sitting there, watching, waiting. Hana saw his expression. They are here for me, she said quietly. My father does not want me alive. I am evidence of his shame. He wants me disappeared. Then we will not let them find you. You cannot fight the Empire. Daijung looked at his 4 children, then at Hana. 5 children now, all his to protect. Watch me, he said. The knock on the door came at midnight. Hard and official. Daijung knew that kind of knock. Authority, power, trouble. He opened the door to find 4 colonial security officers and a woman in a military uniform. She was tall and tired-looking. Commander Na Yunji, according to her badge. The head of New Busan's Colonial Defense Force. Kang Dae-jung? She asked. Yes. You have a Velkari national living here. Princess Hana, daughter of Emperor Veshtar. It was not a question. Dae-jung said nothing. The Velkari Empire has requested her return. They claim she was stolen. They are threatening military action if we do not comply. Commander Na looked past him into the apartment. I need you to hand her over. No. This is not a request, Mr. Kang. This is an order from the colonial administration. One girl is not worth risking the entire colony. She was not stolen. I bought her legally at a sanctioned auction. I have the receipt. She was being sold by the Empire itself. Commander Na's expression flickered. You bought her? Yes, the Empire sold her like cargo. Now they want her back? Tell them to refund my money. Behind him, Hana appeared in the doorway. She wore an old shirt of Jiwoo's as pajamas. Her blue-tinted skin looked almost gray in the harsh hallway lights. She looked at the commander with absolute calm. I am here, Hana said clearly in common language. You can take me. Do not punish this family for protecting me. No, Dae-jung said firmly. You are not going anywhere. Jiwoo appeared next, then Taemin, then the twins. All 5 children stood together. A united front. She is our sister now, Jiwoo said. You are not taking her. Commander Na looked at them, at this broken family defending an alien girl against impossible odds. She sighed deeply. Mr. Kang, I respect what you are trying to do, but I have 3 warships in orbit. They can destroy this colony from space. I have 40,000 civilians to protect. I cannot risk them for one person. Then you are teaching 40,000 civilians that innocent people are acceptable sacrifices, Dae-jung said. That is not humanity, I know. It is not about what is right. It is about what keeps people alive. Then what are we alive for? He stepped forward. Commander, if we give up Hana, what happens next time? When they demand something else? When they want our resources? Our freedom? Where does surrender stop? Commander Na was quiet for a long moment. I am giving you 24 hours. Get her off this planet or I will be forced to take her. I am sorry. She left with her officers. The door closed. The Kang family stood together in silence. I should go, Hana whispered. This is too dangerous for you. If you go, you die, Dae-jung said bluntly. They are not taking you home. They are here to kill you quietly and erase the evidence of your existence. Then at least you will be safe. We are family, Jiwoo said fiercely. We do not abandon family, ever. The twins nodded. Taemin put his hand on Hana's shoulder. They had made their choice. The next morning, the news was everywhere. A human mechanic refusing to surrender a Velkari princess. The story spread across the colony, then to other human worlds. Media ships arrived. Reporters camped outside the apartment building. Dae-jung refused all interviews. The colony was divided. Some supported the Kang family. Others wanted Hana gone before the Velkari attacked. Fights broke out in the streets. The whole planet held its breath. That night, the assassins came. Dae-jung was in his workshop when he heard the window break. He ran back to the apartment, found Jiwoo fighting a Velkari soldier 3 times her size. She had a kitchen knife. Pure courage, no training. The soldier was toying with her. Dae-jung grabbed a welding torch and blasted fire at the soldier. The Velkari screamed and fell back. More were coming through the windows, 4, 5, 6 of them, all armed with energy weapons. Get the children to the maintenance tunnels. Dae-jung shouted to Jiwoo. Taemin appeared with the twins. I know the tunnels. Follow me, they ran. The Velkari followed. But Taemin had spent years exploring the colony's maintenance system. He led them through narrow passages the adult soldiers could barely fit through. Behind them, the twins triggered every fire alarm they passed. Chaos erupted. Sprinklers activated. Emergency lights flashed. The whole building woke up screaming. In the confusion, the family escaped to Dae-jung's workshop. He barricaded the door with heavy equipment. They were trapped but together. They will come back, Hana said. She was shaking, but her voice was steady. They will not stop until I am dead. Then we need to make you valuable enough to keep alive, Dae-jung said. He pulled out an old communication device. How much do you know about Velkari military operations? I am a princess. I know everything. All the codes. All the protocols. Fleet movements. Strategic weaknesses. I was raised in the palace. I heard things I was not supposed to hear because nobody thought a defective princess mattered. Will you share that information with human authorities? Officially defect? Hana looked at him. At all of them. This family that had risked everything for her. Yes, if it protects you. If it keeps you safe. I will tell them everything. Daejung contacted Commander Na directly. Explained the situation, offered Hana's defection and intelligence in exchange for protection. The commander arrived 30 minutes later with a full security team. She listened as Hana proved her knowledge. Military codes that checked out. Ship classifications that were accurate. Intelligence that could shift the balance of power between humans and Velkari. This changes everything, Commander Na said. If she is willing to defect officially, we have grounds to refuse extradition. She becomes an intelligence asset under human protection. I want to be human, Hana said clearly. I want to be Kang Hana, part of this family. This is my choice. Commander Na looked at Daejung. You understand what this means? The Velkari will see this as an act of aggression. They might declare war. They were going to kill her anyway. At least this way she lives. You are either very brave or very stupid. Everyone keeps saying that, Daejung replied with a tired smile. The commander made the call, officially declared Hana a political refugee under human protection. Sent the message to the Velkari ships. The response came within an hour. The Velkari ambassador's message was cold as death itself. You have 7 days to surrender the traitor princess. If she is not returned, the Velkari Empire will consider this an act of war. We will respond with appropriate force. This is your only warning, 7 days, 1 week before a war that humanity could not win. All because one mechanic could not walk away from a girl being sold at auction. News of the ultimatum spread instantly. Earth's government was in emergency sessions. Military commanders argued about strategy. Politicians debated surrender. The math was brutal. 300 Velkari warships versus maybe 50 human defense vessels. It would not be a war. It would be a massacre. But something unexpected started happening. Across human colonies, people saw the news, saw a widowed mechanic protecting an alien girl, saw a family refusing to abandon their own, saw the choice between safety and honor, and they chose. Honor protests erupted on Earth, millions of humans marching with signs saying stand firm and not one more slave, veterans. Volunteered to defend New Busan. Private ships started arriving, armed civilians ready to fight. The message was clear. Humanity would not surrender Hana. A documentary filmmaker named Park Min-seo came to New Busan. She filmed the Kang family, their tiny apartment, their struggles, their love for each other. She showed Hana helping Daejung repair equipment, showed Jiwoo teaching her to cook, showed the twins playing cards with her, showed a family. The documentary went viral. Billions of humans watched it. They saw themselves in this family, saw their own children in Hana's frightened golden eyes, saw what it meant to be human, to protect the weak, to fight for what was right even when the odds were impossible. Earth's president gave a speech. We are being asked to sacrifice one innocent girl to save ourselves from war. But if we do that, what are we saving? A civilization built on surrender? On choosing safety over justice? No, humanity stands together. If the Velkari want war, we will give them war. We will not abandon Kang Hana. The speech was broadcast across the galaxy. Other species watched. The Taloshi merchants, the Praxian Collective, the Mothkai Federation. All of them had grievances with the Velkari Empire. All of them had been forced to bow to Velkari power. Now they saw a smaller species refusing to bow. In the Kang apartment, now under heavy guard, the family tried to stay normal. Daejung still fixed equipment. Jiwoo still cooked. The twins still did homework. Taemin still played games. Hana still helped in the workshop. On the 5th day, Daejung gathered them all together. I want to make this official, he said. He pulled out legal documents. Hana, I am adopting you formally under human law. You will be Kang Hana, my daughter, their sister. Always. Hana's hands shook as she signed the papers. Jiwoo signed as witness. Then Taemin. Then the twins made their marks. It was official. She was family. Not by blood, by choice. That night, Hana wore the necklace that had belonged to Heejin, Daejung's late wife. Jiwoo gave it to her. Mom would have liked you, Jiwoo said. She always said family is who you choose to stand beside. They had dinner together. Simple food, laughter, stories. For a few hours, they forgot about the warships in orbit, forgot about the countdown to war. They were just a family having dinner. The seventh day arrived. 3 weeks after the fight, Hana was allowed to go home. Her ribs were still healing. She moved carefully, like an old woman instead of a 16-year-old girl. But she was smiling. Actually smiling. The apartment felt different now, safer, lighter, like a weight had been lifted. The Velkari fleet was gone. The Empire had announced Princess Hana was dead. The threat was over, but the story was far from finished. Messages started arriving from across the galaxy. Velkari citizens reached out to Hana in secret. Her genetic mutation, the thing that made her infertile, was not actually a defect. It was immunity. Immunity to the parasitic organisms the Empire used to control reproduction, to control the population, to maintain power. If that immunity could spread, the whole imperial power structure would collapse. That was why the Emperor really wanted her dead, not because she was worthless. Because she was dangerous. Velkari dissidents began defecting to human space. They came asking for sanctuary, for protection, for the chance at freedom that Hana represented. Human colonies accepted them. The first was New Busan, which declared itself a refuge colony for all seeking freedom. The Velkari Empire tried to stop the defections, but word had spread. The princess who was sold like property, the humans who fought for her, the family that chose love over safety. It became a story that inspired others. Within months, the empire began fracturing. Some provinces declared independence. Others demanded reforms. The emperor's authority crumbled like sand in water. It was not a war. It was a revolution. Peaceful, unstoppable. And it all started because one mechanic could not walk away from a girl at an auction. In the Kang apartment, life was slowly becoming normal. Hana learned to cook better. She still burnt things sometimes, but so did Jiwoo. They laughed about it together. Taemin taught her to play video games. She was terrible but enthusiastic. The twins brought her to their school's cultural festival. She helped them make traditional Korean food, even though she had never tried it before. In the workshop, Hana and Daijung worked side by side. His business had grown. People came from all over the colony for repairs. They paid well. The family had real money for the first time in years. Enough for new clothes, better food, small luxuries they had forgotten existed. Jiwoo enrolled in online classes to finish her education. Taemin joined a robotics club. The twins got new school supplies without having to share everything. Simple things. Important things. Hana wore human clothes now, jeans and t-shirts. Practical work clothes for the shop. She still had her blue-tinted skin and golden eyes. Would always look Velkari. But when she spoke, she used human expressions. Human humor. She ate with chopsticks properly now. Knew all the local restaurants. Could navigate the colony without getting lost. She was becoming human in all the ways that mattered. 6 months after the fight, reporters still came asking for interviews. Park Min-seo, the filmmaker, wanted to do a follow-up documentary. Human news agencies wanted her story. Alien media wanted to understand the girl who broke an empire. Hana mostly said no. She did not want to be famous. Did not want to be a symbol. She just wanted to be a daughter, a sister, a normal girl with a normal life. But once she agreed. Park Min-seo came to the apartment for one final interview. Hana sat surrounded by her family. They all wore matching Kang family pins. "What do you want people to know?" Park Min-seo asked. Hana thought for a moment. "That family is not about blood. It is about choice. About who stands beside you when everything is terrible. About loving people even when it costs everything." She looked at Daejung. "My father spent all his money to buy my freedom. My sister forgave me for taking that money. My brother and sisters accepted me even though I am alien. They fought for me. Risked everything for me. That is family. Do you miss the Velkari Empire?" The reporter asked. "No. The Empire never wanted me. I was defective, worthless, but humans taught me that worth is not about what you can produce. It is about who you are, what you do with your freedom, how you treat others. The Empire measured me by my infertility. Humans measure me by my character. I prefer the human way." The interview was broadcast across human space and beyond. It became one of the most watched programs in history. Not because it was dramatic. Because it was true, simple, real. 1 year after Daejung bought Hana at auction, something arrived at their door. A message from Prince Velthar. It was marked personal and private. Hana opened it nervously. Her brother's face appeared on the screen. "Little sister," he said, "I hope this finds you well. I wanted you to know that you were right. There was another way. I have joined the reform movement. We are working to change the empire from within, to end the parasite control, to give all Velkari true freedom. It is dangerous. Many oppose us. But I remember watching you fight, watching you choose mercy, and I decided to be brave like you." He smiled slightly. "Father was removed from power last month. The council no longer trusts him. He spent his final speech raging about you, about the defective daughter who destroyed his empire. I think he finally understands. You were never defective. You were revolutionary. Thank you for showing me what courage looks like. Your brother, Velthar." Hana watched the message 3 times. Then she cried. Happy tears, proud tears. Her brother had found his courage, had chosen freedom. The family she was born into might have failed her, but she had helped them find a better path. New Busan continued to grow. The colony that had been poor and struggling was now thriving. Refugees from across the galaxy came seeking freedom. Velkari, Taloshi, Praxian, Mothkai, all of them had heard about the planet where a mechanic fought an empire for one girl. Commander Naunji was promoted to admiral. The colonial defense force expanded, not to conquer, to protect, to ensure that no one would be sold, no one would be enslaved, no one would be abandoned. Earth's government established new policies. Any being seeking freedom could find sanctuary in human space. No questions, no conditions, just safety. It was called the Hana Doctrine, a promise that humanity would stand for those who could not stand for themselves. In the Kang apartment, they celebrated Hana's first anniversary with the family. Jiwoo made a cake. It was slightly burnt but tasted perfect anyway. They sang songs, played games, told stories about the year that changed everything. "Do you remember when we first met?" Daejung asked Hana. "You were so scared, so small. I thought you might break." "I was breaking," Hana said. "You put me back together, all of you, piece by piece, until I was whole again, until I was me. You were always you," Jiwoo said. "We just helped you remember." That night after the younger children went to bed, Hana and Daejung sat on the balcony looking at the stars. "I have been thinking," Hana said, "about university. I want to study engineering, properly, learn more. Maybe I can help other refugees, teach them skills, help them build new lives." "That is a good dream," Daejung said. "The university offered me a full scholarship because of what happened. But I do not want special treatment. I want to earn it, then earn it. You are smart enough, strong enough. You can do anything now. Because you gave me a chance. No, because you took the chance and made something beautiful with it. I just bought your freedom. You did the rest." They sat in comfortable silence, father and daughter. Not by birth, by something stronger, by choice. 3 years later, Hana walked across a stage to receive her engineering degree. Her family was in the audience, all of them, cheering louder than anyone else. She wore a graduation gown over a shirt with the Kang family symbol. Her golden eyes were bright with tears and joy. After the ceremony, reporters asked what she would do next. "I am opening a workshop," she said, "teaching refugees how to repair equipment, how to build things, how to make a living with their hands. I want to give others what my father gave me. A chance, a choice, a future." The workshop opened 6 months later. It was small but busy. Velkari refugees learned alongside Taloshi merchants and Praxian builders. Hana taught them all. She was patient, kind, tough when needed. She understood their fear because she had lived it. Understood their hope because she had found it. Daejung came by every day, sometimes to help, sometimes just to watch his daughter teach. He was so proud he could barely speak. Jiwoo had become a teacher herself. Taemin was studying robotics at university. The twins were in high school, both planning to be doctors. The Kang family had grown, expanded, prospered, but they still gathered for Sunday dinners. All 6 of them. Still wore their matching family pins. Still told the story of how they came together. How one decision at an auction changed everything. Years later, historians would study the fall of the Velkari Empire. They would point to economic factors, political unrest, military overreach, but those who understood the truth knew different. Empires do not fall because of economies. They fall because of ideas, And the idea that changed the galaxy came from one simple truth. Every person has worth. Every life matters. Family is not about blood or species or power. It is about love. About choosing each other. About standing together even when the universe says it is impossible. That idea started in a small apartment on New Busan, with a lonely mechanic and 4 kids who took in one more. With a girl who was told she was worthless and a family that proved everyone wrong. On the anniversary of her graduation, Hana returned to Andromeda Station. Hana stared at the communication screen. Her brother's face looked older than she remembered. Tired, sad, but still her brother. Velthar, she said quietly. Around her, human commanders watched tensely. Taejung stood beside her, one hand on her shoulder. I volunteered to command this fleet, Velthar said. Not to destroy you, to save you. Father wants you dead. The council wants you erased. But I remember when you were small, when we used to explore the palace gardens together, before they decided you were defective. Why are you telling me this? Because I have a solution, an old Velkari tradition. Trial by combat. You and I, single combat. If you win, the Empire recognizes you as dead. The fleet withdraws. Your humans keep their honor. If I win, he paused. If I win, you die with honor instead of being executed like criminal. It is the best I can offer. No, Daejung said immediately. Absolutely not. Hana looked at him. It saves the colony. Saves everyone. By killing you. That is not saving. That is sacrificing. I accept, Hana said to the screen. Hana, no. Jiwoo grabbed her arm. 3 days, Velthar said. On the planet's surface. Central Plaza. The whole galaxy will watch. I am sorry, little sister. I should have protected you better. The transmission ended. The command center erupted in argument. Some commanders thought it was a trap. Others saw it as their only chance. Commander Na studied Hana carefully. Can you fight? No, I was raised to be decorative, not dangerous. Then we have 3 days to change that, the commander said. If you are serious about this. I am serious, Hana said. This is my fight. My choice. Daejung wanted to argue more, wanted to find another way. But he saw the determination in her golden eyes. She was done running. Done hiding. This was her stand. The next 3 days were brutal. Commander Na assigned her best fighters to train Hana. They taught her human martial arts, boxing, wrestling, knife fighting. Hana learned fast, but she was still just a teenage girl who had never fought anyone. Velthar was a prince. Trained since childhood. A warrior who had fought in actual battles. The gap between them was enormous. But Hana had something he did not. She had something to fight for. Every morning she trained until her muscles screamed. Every afternoon she studied Velkari combat styles with military experts. Every evening, she came home to the Kang apartment bruised and exhausted. Her family took care of her. Jiwoo made special meals. Taemin massaged her sore shoulders. The twins read to her before bed, and Daejung worked on something in his workshop. He would not tell anyone what, but he worked all night every night welding, wiring, building. On the second night, Hana found Jiwoo crying in the bathroom. I am scared, Jiwoo admitted. I just got a sister and now I might lose her. Hana hugged her. I will try my hardest. I promise. You are the bravest person I know, Jiwoo said. I am sorry I was mean to you at first. You were protecting your family. That is what good sisters do. They stayed there together, 2 sisters, until the tears stopped. The galaxy prepared for the fight. Media from every species arrived on New Busan. The combat would be broadcast live to billions of viewers. Betting markets opened. The odds were heavily against Hana. Most predicted she would last less than 5 minutes. But humans watched for different reasons. They watched because this girl represented something important. The right to choose your own path. The power of family. The courage to fight even when winning seems impossible. On the 3rd morning, the morning of the fight, Daejung brought Hana to his workshop. There on the table was a combat suit. It was beautiful. Black material with blue lines that glowed faintly. A hybrid design combining human armor technology with Velkari engineering principles. I made this for you, he said. It is not much, but it is the best I could build. It will protect you, give you strength, and remind you that you are not alone out there. Hana touched the suit gently. On the chest he had embedded a small symbol, the Kang family crest. This is perfect, she whispered. Thank you, Father. It was the first time she had called him father. Dae-jung's eyes filled with tears. The whole family gathered for breakfast. Nobody was hungry, but they ate anyway. It was ritual. It was normal. It was saying without words that they believed she would come back. They wore matching pins. Small badges with the Kang family symbol, all 6 of them, united. At the central plaza, millions of people gathered. Human civilians, military personnel, representatives from other species. The combat arena had been built in the center. Simple, circular, no tricks, no advantages, just 2 fighters. Hana walked to the arena wearing her father's suit. The crowd roared. Some were cheering, some were crying. All of them understood what this moment meant. Velthar arrived from his ship. He wore traditional Velkari combat armor. He looked like a god of war. Tall, strong, confident. Everything Hana was not. They faced each other across the arena. Brother and sister, empire and exile. You do not have to do this, Velthar said quietly. Yield now. I will make your death quick and painless. You can die with dignity. I do not want to die with dignity, Hana replied. I want to live with purpose. There is a difference, the signal sounded. The fight began. Velthar attacked immediately. He was fast, trained, deadly. His first strike should have ended the fight. But Hana moved. The human trainers had taught her to be unpredictable, to fight dirty, to survive. She dodged, rolled, came up with a knife in her hand, not Velkari style, human style. Street fighting, Velthar looked surprised. He adjusted his approach, fought more carefully, but every time he expected traditional Velkari responses, Hana did something different, something human. The fight continued, minutes that felt like hours. Hana was getting hurt. Blood ran down her face. Her ribs were probably broken, but she kept moving, kept fighting. In the crowd, the Kang family watched. Dae-jung's hands were clenched so tight his knuckles were white. Jiwoo held the twins close. Taemin whispered prayers to gods he did not believe in. Velthar knocked Hana down. She struggled to get up. He stood over her. Please, he said. Stay down. I do not want to kill you. Then do not, Hana gasped. Join me, defect. We can both be free. I cannot. I am the crown prince. I have responsibilities, duties. To what? An empire that sells children? That values power over people? She pulled herself up. I had duties too. I was supposed to marry. To produce heirs. To be property. But I chose differently. I chose family. I chose love. I chose humanity. You always were the brave one, Velthar said sadly. I am sorry I failed you, little sister. I tried to stop father from selling you, but I was too afraid, too weak. You can make different choice now. It is not too late. For a moment, Velthar hesitated, but then he shook his head. No, I am what I am. A prince, a warrior, a slave to duty. He raised his weapon. Goodbye, Hana, I loved you. I am sorry I could not save you. He attacked. But Hana was ready. She had been waiting for this moment. She used a move no Velkari would expect because no Velkari would think it honorable. She threw dirt in his eyes. While he was blinded, she swept his legs. He fell. She grabbed his weapon. Now she stood over him. Weapon at his throat, breathing hard, bleeding, but alive, and winning. The crowd exploded. Humans screaming, cheering, crying. This impossible girl had done the impossible. Kill me, Velthar said. It is tradition. You won. Finish it, Hana looked at him. Her brother, who had failed her but also loved her, who was trapped in a system he could not escape. No, she said. She lowered the weapon. I will not kill you. I am not Velkari anymore. I am human. And humans believe in second chances. In forgiveness. In choosing mercy over tradition. She stepped back, extended her hand to help him up. Go home, brother. Tell father I am dead. Tell the empire I am dead. But know that somewhere I am alive. I am free. I am happy. And maybe that will haunt you enough to change something. Velthar took her hand. Stood. Looked at her with something like awe. You are stronger than any warrior I have known, he said quietly. Not because you fight well, but because you know when not to fight. I will tell them you are dead, and I will remember that you chose to let me live. Maybe you are right. Maybe there is another way. He left the arena, boarded his ship. The Velkari fleet prepared to leave. Hana collapsed. The pain caught up with her. Medics rushed in. Dae-jung was there first, gathering her in his arms. You did it, he whispered. You impossible, wonderful girl. You did it. I won? She asked weakly. You won. You are alive. You are safe. You are home. The medical team took her to the hospital. Her injuries were serious but not fatal. Broken ribs, concussion, cuts and bruises, but alive. Gloriously alive. The Kang family stayed with her. All of them. They took turns sitting by her bed, holding her hand, telling her stories, being family. Across the galaxy, the news spread. A teenage girl had defeated a Velkari prince, not through superior strength, not through technology, but through courage, through love, through choosing humanity. In the Velkari Empire, something began to shift. Velthar returned and told the court his sister was dead. But privately, he began questioning, began thinking, began wondering if there was another way to live. And on New Busan, in a tiny apartment, a family celebrated, not just surviving, living together, complete.